my raining video part 8. Before we get on to more rain, it looks like it's trying to wind down, but I think we're heading for a wet night. So, but anyway, John McCain was honored in the Arizona State Capitol as his body light in state. So, so I think the next couple of days is going to be our days to honor him. And I believe he's going to be, I think he's going to have, I think he's going to lie in state in Washington too at the Capitol. I'm not quite sure. Probably so. The great senator he was, and the war hero he was. You know, a lot of us take for granted this great life we've got. We have our barbecues every weekend. We go fishing in our favorite pond. We go hiking. We go, you know, we do lots of things. Biking, you know, going to the beach. We work our asses off every day, trying to make a dime so we can make another dime, in order to make another dime, and then more dimes. But none of this is possible without the sacrifice of people that defend this country. I know that's, you know, to some people that sounds kind of, I don't know, kind of square, but it's true. You think about it, you sit down, you think about it, it's true. You know, people, what I did, what Jim Lockwood, a friend of mine, did for his country, another guy by the name of Larry Armstrong, another friend of mine who I haven't seen in many, many moons. It's what he did. He initially was in the 82nd Airborne when he began his career, and I was going to the 101st before I ruined my knee and ended up being reclassified to the 3rd Infantry Division in Germany. And Briggs, you and I went to the airport. You took me to the airport to, I think it was Washington Dulles, to see me off to Germany back in '83. So, boy, it was a long time ago. So you know, you can't remember all the times and places to exact. You know, I know I can't. All I can remember is bits and pieces of things. I count on others of you out there to put the puzzle together for me. So when I start, you know, talking nostalgic, hopefully I've got friends out there that'll help put the pieces together for me. So as much as my information could be a little inaccurate, I look for people to help correct me and put me back on status. As many of you know, I do have dementia, and in the coming weeks, I got this letter from the VA. In the coming weeks, I'm going to have to get together with doctors, and they gave me a form to fill out, part of as a living will. You know, what I need to have done, in the upcoming months, and that kind of thing. So as things get worse for me, we go into the next step. We go to the next level in order to keep me cared for. So, and this is why I'm really counting on friends. I'm single right now, and I don't have a wife. I don't have kids or anything like that. So a lot of help and a lot of emotional support is going to have to come from all of you that are interested. But it's not to the point where I'm crapping my pants or anything like that, or I forget to pee or something like that, you know. It's nowhere near that yet. And God knows when that'll happen. But when that happens, I'll already be in institutional care as far as I'm concerned. Because I'm not going to live alone crapping in my pants. That's just not the way it is. But, you know, dementia is not full-fledged Alzheimer's or anything like that. It's just a gradual memory loss of things further back that you can't remember. So that's what's going on with me right now. So what I'm doing, being fully retired, is I'm going to enjoy what I can do right now. So that's why I don't work. That's why they think that dementia is came on as early as it did because of head injuries and exposure to explosions, implosions, whatever. And you know, that could have started way back when I was a kid, maybe. They don't know. The only thing that doctors can do now is, by the way I'm describing symptoms and my life and what's happened to me, they can only make their own assumption of what I may have the symptoms of. All right? They're not going to be able to tell what I officially have until I'm dead. And until I do an autopsy on various body parts, my brain for one, to see what kind of injuries to the brain that I've had. Now I know that, and what my lungs look like. Yes, I've smoked for 20 years, but I have also been on military maneuver exercises in places like White Sands, New Mexico, Fort Irwin, California, you know, Fort Benning, Georgia, all that red clay is, and you know, very early in my career I jumped out of airplanes at airborne school, but I didn't get to finish that because of my knee situation. And but I saw pre-orders to the 101st. So, and that would have been out of Fort Campbell, I think, with the 186th or 7th or whatever. But anyway, but that was way back in early 83 or mid 83 before I was reclassified to Germany. But I think that's what's going on with me right now. So give me a prayer or two. And whatever you guys do, please, please, please keep the Lockwoods in your prayers. Leila is going through the middle of her second dose of chemotherapy, and it's making her very, very sick. But she seems to be, her attitude seems to be up, and she can't eat a lot. So really, people, I mean, Jim and Leila are my brothers, brother and sister, personally. I mean, Leila's like a sister-in-law to me, but she's a very, very dear person who I love very much. Jim is a very dear brother of mine that I love very much. All right, but they both need your prayers, and I start getting emotional when I talk about that. So, Leila, we love you. Jim, we love you. And I only wish the best for both of you. But anyway, listen to the quiet. The rain stopped. Ooh, there's a pretty picture of clouds on the mountain, on Standard Mountain. Let's go out there and take a look. Isn't that cool? But there's a lot more where this came from. You notice the last few years I've lived here, or the last 13 years I've lived here, the tree line's growing. And my lilacs bushes are becoming lilacs trees. You know, I planted those things when they were about 12 inches high. I planted like 6 or 7 of them, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 6. And that little fence behind there, I put that fence up when I planted the bushes. Now it ended when I planted my maple, my 2 maples, and the birch. Right there. They were tiny, tiny trees. And I thought that was too much space, you know, between each of them. Now it looks like I've kind of cluttered them up. I've bunched them up too much. And this thing is coming down. I don't know if I'm going to do it myself. I can probably do it myself. If I can just get a saw to it. Probably chainsaw, do a V cut behind the tree there. Do a nice V cut and or in front. I'm not quite sure. I'll look online, see how it's done. Or you guys can tell me where to do the main cut, so I can just probably do it in the back, only because it's going to start leaning forward once I cut away at it, and I don't want to trap the blade as it starts, you know, leaning and stuff. So anyway, enough of my bullshit talk. Look at that, that's a pretty picture right there, isn't it? All right, bored you guys enough. I'm gonna start cleaning gardens up here in another few weeks. See, I pulled a daylily stalk out. I'll do that to all of them and start getting everything ready for, I don't know what the hell these things are. I think these are trees. I got a lot of them. Take a look at this. What I do with these small trees is, this is the first year this has happened, so what I'm going to try and do this fall is take each one of them and plant it somewhere in the yard. And you know what, Leela? You know what I think? I'm going to plant a Leela tree. When I find out what's going on with this house, then I'll start doing stuff like that. And if I end up staying here, then I'll do a lockwood tree, a full lockwood tree. So, and it'll be a pure land tree, meaning it actually grew here from seeds. I didn't buy it anywhere. It actually grows here from seeds, and I replant it somewhere else in the yard for, you know, whatever. But these trees, they'll be dug up, and I'm going to make a little area, maybe put some limestone down or some mulch, and make a nice little island and plant the trees there, and we'll see what happens. But that's only if this house stays mine, because right now we're trying to do a legal submission with the house so I can get back on track with the mortgage. And depending on what their offer is and how they want to set it up, which they should go back to the original setup. That's what I'm demanding that they do. Anything other than that, as